Well, hello to all you out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to another little tour around the pastor's office. This is another installment of this little series that we're calling If This Office Could Speak. And the idea is just to give you a glimpse behind closed doors. Again, not a lot of people often come into the pastor's office. If you do, it's usually a very quick thing. It's not supposed to be like the principal's office. It's not supposed to be only for times of crises. But even if you were in and you sort of glanced around, you would notice a lot of odd things or very unique things. And each of those things has its own story associated with it. So I thought it just might be fun and educational to sort of take a look at some of these things and be able to tell their backstory in a little more holistic and systematic way. So today, what I would like to draw your attention to is this little picture that is hanging on one of my walls. It's very unassuming. You might not think anything particular of it when you look at it. You might not even be able to tell exactly what it is, but it is a hand-taken photograph by the actual person who gave it to me. It's their own personal photograph of a path leading through the woods. Now, the backstory to this is that it was given to me by the lady who used to be the executive director of the Open Door. The Open Door is a drop-in friendly facility around here in Sheboygan for people who don't necessarily have any place else to go. Now, it isn't exclusive. You don't have to have any requirements to use the Open Door. It really is just a drop-in friendly facility. But what has been noticed, and maybe even sort of the reason this was started in the first place, is there are a lot of people who, for various reasons, whether physical or emotional or mental handicaps or limitations, maybe even the lack of physical resources, just don't have places to go where they can hang out during the day and where they can maybe get some services. So the Open Door is a drop-in facility where you could watch television or play pool or sometimes get some snacks, some food. And I do believe now, I've kind of lost track of them since COVID. I think there might be some educational components as well, just like simple task-oriented instructional things like how to do laundry and certain skill sets, those kinds of developmental things. Our church has had a long association, long before I've been here, with the Open Door, where we used to have a group called the Lunch Brigade who would make lunches, just bagged lunches, once a week for this group, and they would kind of get a rough idea how many people were there. They'd bring so many sack lunches, and anybody who was there could just have a free lunch. And then on Fridays, if not every Friday, at least occasional Fridays, we would also buy pizzas and bring them for the people. And obviously, COVID shut everything down, and it actually sort of killed the Lunch Brigade program. The Open Door was one of the later facilities to reopen and allow outsiders, especially bringing things in like hand-prepared food. It just didn't reconnect, didn't re-engage in a very quick manner, so it got disbanded. But long before that, Mary and I had a relationship. Mary was the executive director at the time. We knew each other from Lunch Brigade, from other things. I had spoken with Mary a few times. We had some good conversations, and it was kind of a sad ending for Mary when things came to a close for her. Essentially, the Open Door was transitioning into a little more corporate oversight, and Mary, who was just a very personal, relational sort of being. She just didn't fit in that system anymore. And unfortunately, her time there ended, in my opinion, prematurely. But before that, in one of our visits, Mary said, you know what, I've taken this photograph and I put it in a frame for you, and I want to give it to you. It specifically reminds me of you. She said, when I look at it, I see a pathway through woods, and there's a little bit of hope in that. You don't know what's on the other side, but you have some kind of direction, and there's a mystery and an adventure that lies ahead. But again, it's couched for her in hope. So I have proudly hung that in my office. Very few people see it, and even fewer people ask about it. And just in case you've never seen it before, or if you've seen it but you've never even thought, why is that picture there? What is it about, and what's the purpose? It's that life is a journey. Faith is a journey. And I cherish my time with Mary and her therapy dog. She had a therapy dog that she would bring in all of the time. I used to see Mary during 2020 and beyond, sort of walking around outdoors. I don't run into her much anymore, but I still think very fondly of her. And I still appreciate this gift. And my hope is that this gift is a gift to others as well. So if you see this, when you see this, be sure to think of Mary, and be sure to think of God's invitation to you to keep following the path of faith as you journey through this life. We are going to look around the office more in videos to come, point out some things that are there in plain sight that maybe you've never noticed before, and to give you permission. Stop in the office, ask for a little tour, look for some of the things that you've seen in the videos, and maybe some things that you haven't seen yet, but you will be hearing backstories about in the near future. And until then, have a great day, and I will hopefully see you soon, either on the screen or on the other side of the screen.